Back to another day in the 100 days graphic design. Today is day 14 and today is the last day for tutorial flyers, the theme. So without wasting much of our time, let's get into the design. So this design will be using I'm just going to click create here. Then I can go to image and click canvas size. So that you can change it at the beginning, but I just wanted us to see that there's a way that you can also change your size. So I will just click 810. So I'll be using 810 as the width. Okay, so this is it. This is use control for this, and then this one. Any other thing, we are going to import it as we go on in the design. So I'll just hit my enter, 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 enter. So enter. Okay, there's one last thing I didn't import. Let me search for it. Okay, this is it. So I drag it to my Photoshop here and I'm going to hit enter. So as usual, I'll close their eyes. I'm going to open them whenever I need them. So I'm starting with this one. The first thing I'll do first of all is to add a gradient to my background like this. I head over to this place and then I'm going to click gradient. I'm going to be using this particular side. I'm going to be using this and then I'll click OK. Then I'm going to change this to radial here. I'll just use radial like this, and then I'm going to move my angle. I'll click reverse, then I'll just move this way. Let's see. I'm just going to change this to white. Okay, so this is it. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to open up this like this. I'm just going to reduce it, enter. Then I will use I'll convert to smart object first of all. Here I'll click convert to smart object. This is it. So I'm just go to edit. Go to edit and then I'll click perspective warp. What I want to do is that I want to use my perspective tool. So first of all, I'll just use this to map the layout like this, and then I head over to this place, I click warp, and then I'm just going to align this to fit in with what I want. Like this. I want it to be straight, to be facing here, to be facing front. I'll go to select. I'm going to click subject. Let's see. Okay, so I'll just click this. Okay, this is fine. Then I'm going to, okay, this is it here. So the next thing I'll do now is to bring in, I'll open the eyes of this particular image, I'll click, and then I'll drag it here, increase, and then I'll enter, and then I'll bring it down. Then I'll just use my warp tool, I'll click here, and then I'm going to right click and use warp to bring it down like this, and bring this down like this, so that it will be this way. Then I'll just hit okay, I'll just drop my tool, and then I'll bring it down this way. Then I'm just going to compress this. I'll hold my shift, key here. I'm just going to compress this particular box like this. I'll hit enter. Then I'm just going to, okay, let's see, Ctrl Z. I'll just use my control key. I'm holding on control now, so I'll just bring it down. I'm trying to get something that is facing directly behind, so I'm just going to hit enter. So the next thing I'll do is to open up this particular food. I'll bring it here, and then I'll bring it down this way. I'll reduce the size like this. Okay, I'll reduce it so that it seems as though it's starting at the beginning of the stroke like this. I'm just going to increase this a bit. Okay, let me just reduce it. Okay, after that I'm just going to drop my tool. Then the next thing I'll do is to add a new layer. So I head over to this place, I click new layer, I change my color here to white like this, I click OK. So I'm just going to zoom out a bit, and then I will just use my brush tool. This is it. I'm going to increase it, increase. Okay, I'll just reduce it a bit, and then I'll just, okay, Ctrl Z. I'll reduce it small. So I'll just create something like this around here, something like this. I'm just going to drop it. Then I'll head over to filter. I'm going to click blur, and I'm going to select Gaussian blur, blur it, and I'll hit OK. So I'm just going to bring this thing to be behind this. Okay, no, it's going to be above like this. Okay, this is it. This is the food. Okay, so I'm just going to bring it, let the car come up, this particular one. I'm going to bring it up like this, and then this particular white edge, I'm going to just, let's see, if I bring it beneath, it's no longer visible. So I'm just going to take it, up like this, and then I'll use my shift key to reduce. I don't need much of it, so I'll just put it here, use my shift this way. I'm using shift because I want to resize it so that it won't have the same size. So I'm just going to adjust this a bit more. Right click, warp. With my warp tool, I'll just bring this down a bit this way. Okay, and I'll also bring this down like this. I'll hit enter. So this is it. Then after this, the next thing I'm going to do now, the reason why I added this particular layer is to have that kind of lighting effect on this particular edge here, this particular place. Then after that, the next thing I'll do is to, when I'm done with this, the next thing I'm going to do now is to bring in this. Okay, this is it. So I'll just, okay, I'll just click on it. This particular, I'm going to use my Ctrl T, that's Ctrl T to transform. I'll move this to this point, and I'll hit enter, and I'll use my Alt and drag and move this particular one here like this, and then I'm going to hit enter. And I'm just going to reduce the opacity. I don't need it to be too much. let's say 47, and then I'm going to reduce this one as well, 47. Enter. Then after this, the next thing I'm going to do now, I want to have, okay, let me just take these things up. I'll hold all the layers I've used. I'm just going to Control T. Then I'll just take it up, hold my shift, just take it up this way. Then I'm going to hit enter. So after this, the next thing I'm going to do now is to open up the eyes of this particular image, the smoke. I'll bring it up like this. Then I'm going to head over to my layers, and then I'm going to click screen. I'm going to use screen for this. Then I'll just reduce it so that it would be realistic like this. Then I'll just use my shift key to adjust this way. I'm using shift key because I don't want it to have the same size, so I'm just going to adjust. I'll click shift and drag it up this way, and then I'll just drop it here. I'll just hit enter. So it's as though the food is coming, the smoke is coming from the food direct. Then after that, the next thing I'm going to do now, let me just rotate this a bit this way, and then I'll just bring it down a bit, enter. And after this, the next thing I'm going to do now is to open up the eyes of, let's see which one I've not opened up. Okay, before then I'll just add my rectangle here. Down here beneath this place, I'll just add a rectangle. Okay, before I add this rectangle, okay, let me just finish up. I'll change the stroke. I'm going to increase the stroke a bit, just a little bit. Okay, before it's okay. Then I'm going to change the color to this color, not black, just a dark shade. So I'll hold my shift, and then I'm just going to bring this down. I'll hold my shift this way. This is what I have. I'll just hit enter. Then after this, the next thing I'll do is to I'll go back to my layers, and then I'm just going to hold on to this particular food. I'll Control J to duplicate. I'll just bring out the copy. Okay, sorry. I'll click Control T, then I'll bring it out like this. Enter. Then I'm going to flip it. Control T, right click, flip vertical. I want to flip it upside down because I want to create something like a shadow of the food. I'll hold my shift key, and then I'll just, make it this way, and I'll bring it down to this point. Let me zoom in like this. So I'm just going to bring it down to this point, and then I'm going to add a new layer here. This point, I will just erase some parts like this. I'll reduce this, and then I'm just going to Control Z. I'll reduce the hardness like this. So I'll just, because I want it to have that fading effect like this way. Okay, so after this, the next thing I'll do now is to move it close. I'll move it close, and then I'm going to take it to be beneath this food. Then I'll click Ctrl Z. This is it. I'll move it, and then I'm going to stretch this a bit. I'll use my shift key like this to stretch it. I'm holding my shift key so that the sizes will not be equal. Stretch it this way, and I'll just take it down just a bit this way. I'm going to hit enter, and then I'm just going to reduce as I've clicked on this, I'm going to reduce the opacity. Let me see if anyone will work here. Okay, I'll just use normal opacity, I'll just reduce this a bit just to have that reflection effect. The next thing I'll do is this layer beneath it, I'm going to add a new layer beneath this food. I'll drag to this point. Okay, then I'm just going to select this color to be black like this. Okay, then I will use my brush tool like this to add a shadow. I want to add a shadow beneath this particular plate. Okay, are you seeing that? Okay, something like this, just a shadow beneath the plate, so that, okay, this is it. I will drop my tool. Okay, we are almost coming to the end of this design. Then I'm just going to zoom in, fit screen. Then after this, the next thing I'm going to do now is to edit this. I want to edit this particular image. Where is it? I want to edit this particular box. So I head over to my filter, camera raw filter, or you can click Shift Control A on your keyboard. I'll just click on it. Okay, this is it. Now that it's uploaded, I'm just going to increase the texture. I'm just going to increase the clarity a bit, and then I'll touch on the dehaze this way. Then I'm just going to increase the vibrance. I'll increase the contrast. Let's see if there's any other thing to touch. Okay, so when I'm done, I'm just going to hit OK, just so that the color would be popping. Then after that, the next thing I'll do is to bring in my logo. This is it. I have it here. Okay, so I'll just move it forward here. This is it. So I'm just going to click, or you can press Ctrl T. I will reduce this, and I will move this particular top point this way. I will reduce it, enter. Then I'll just reduce it a bit more, like this. Then I'll just hit enter. Then after I'm just going to change the color of this particular stroke, so that it will have the same color as this particular logo. Okay, I'll just click OK. Okay, so this is it. Then after that, the next thing I will do is to add, okay, let me make this visible a bit. Let me go back to this particular point. So I'm just going to increase it a bit, just a bit. Okay, this is perfect. Then the next thing I'm going to do now is to, after I've browsing my logo, the next thing I'll do is to bring in my text. So I'll just type very fast. I'm just going to type learn to cook today, enter, and then I'm just going to say perfect jollof rice. Then I'll just use my, so I'll just bring this point, and then I'm just going to change this. Then I'll just reduce all this first of all. I'll just reduce the size, and I'm going to reduce the size of this one a bit more. I'll reduce it a bit more, like this. And then I'm just going to change the color of this one. I head over to character, and then I'm going to change the color to this. I don't know if I can get this. Okay, perfect. And I'm just going to bring it so that it will have a darker shade for contrast. Then the next thing I'll do is to make this bold. Okay, is it too much? Okay, I'm just going to make it medium bold size, like this. So I just head back to this place. I'll just use medium, or is it the same with this? Okay, this one is regular. See where it is, regular. So the next thing I'll do is to drop my tool. I think the space in between is too much. Okay, sorry, Ctrl Z. I'm talking of the space here, this way. Okay, this is okay, 11. Then I'll just hit enter. I'll just move it forward. Then the next thing I'm going to type is, I'm just going to type, okay, let me bring this here. The next thing I'm going to say is spicy, smoky, and delicious. So I use my Alt key and then double click. Then I write spicy dot smoky dot delicious, like this. Then I'm just going to say full stop. Then I'll just, and then I'm going to move to this place, and then I'll uncheck this. And then I want to use something lighter. I'll just use light, and then I'm just going to reduce this to 6. Okay, perfect. After this, I'm just going to add my next text. So I'm just going to say, okay, there is no space here. So after this, I'm just going to say, join our free training session and level up your cooking game. So I'm going to bring it down here. I'll change this color to white like this. Okay, so I'll just say, join our quick training session and level up your cooking game. Okay, this is it. I'm just going to drop this, and then I'll just reduce the size to fit in with my rectangle like this. I'll just reduce it like this, enter. Then I'm going to use, okay, I think this is okay, so but I'll just make it slanting like this. And our quick training session and level up your cooking game. And the next thing I'm going to do is to bring in this particular image. So I'm just going to move it forward. I'll move it to the front like this, and then I'm just going to increase it, turn it. I'll hit enter. Then I'll just duplicate, Ctrl J. I'll just close the eyes first. I want to blur this. I want to blur some parts. I head over to blur, Gaussian blur. Okay, too much. I'll move it this way. Okay, this is okay. I'll just hit okay. Then I'm just going to click on this and then use my brush tool. I want to add some parts that I don't want it to be blurred, so I'll just click. Then after that, I'm just going to drop this, and then this one that I duplicated, I'll just bring it to the middle like this. Then I will use this tool, and then I'll just select. And I'm done selecting this way, I'm just going to click this because I want to have just this leaf. Then I'm just going to right click. I'll convert to smart objects. And after converting to smart objects, I drop my tool. Then I'm just going to increase this way. I'm going to hit enter. So I'm now going to head over to filter, and I will use motion blur. This is it, motion blur. Okay, this is okay. Then I'm just going to move it like this way. I'm going to reduce it. I want it to be this way, coming from this angle. Then I'll just hit enter. I'll use my alt key and move this one. I'll turn it like this, the other side this way, and then I'll just bring it to this point. I'm going to hit enter. Okay, I see I have this one here, so I'll just click on this one. Where is it? Okay, this is it. I'm just going to click on it. Is this it? Okay, yes, it is. Ctrl T. I'm just going to adjust it a bit. I don't want it to cover my text, so I'll just leave it this way. But still, I'll just increase it and then just keep it like this. Let's see. Okay, I'll just hit enter. So the next thing, okay, with this, I think we have come to the end, but I'm just going to add some finishing touches. I'll head over to my brush tool, increase it. I'm going to pick, I'll pick this, and then I'm just going to pick this color, a darker shade, or better still, a lighter shade. Oh, sorry. I'll just click it here. Then I'm just going to click OK. I'm just going to drop this way, and then okay, Ctrl Z. I'll do that again. I'm going to drop it, and then I'm just going to move it towards this point, and I'll use I'll use my one of these. There's this screen. I'll just drop it here. I'll move it, then I'll just hit enter. Then I'll just increase it a bit, enter. Then this one is going to move down a bit, and then this one is going to stay here. Then I'm just going to click Shift Ctrl Alt E, Shift Ctrl Alt E to screenshot. This is it. I'll just delete this, and then I'll go back to filter, and I'm going to click camera raw filter. Now it just took the filter that I used earlier. Then after that, I'll just save. Okay, so with that, we have come to the end of this particular design, and I will see you in the next video.